Good morning. Good afternoon, I should say, because it's definitely afternoon. Okay, so I haven't been on for a while. I was really trying to think of um, a different aspect of what the totality of all of this is, what it means, why it's necessary, other than simply a freedom from an oppressive um, governmental system. And I didn't want it to come back to money either, because I want to get away from that whole materialistic aspect. I want there to be a different motivation. So in order to get you to recognize what that would be, I came up with the differences between being inside of the matrix, which we are all accustomed to, and its rules, and thinking that we have to submit ourselves to government rule and tyranny. And even if you don't think it's tyranny, it still is. And then what the opposite of that is. So the opposite of that is, okay, so when you have submitted all of the paperwork and you are letting them know that you are not subjecting yourself to a governmental rule, you're not allowing that to come into your space and time, what you are accepting is that there really is a God. There really is a Christ. It is not a man walking. I keep telling everybody it's not a man walking. So what the Christ truly, truly is it is a okay, so we have heard them always say through churches, no man cometh unto the Father but through me. You literally, in meditations, have to connect through your Christ chamber, which is a part of your brain. Okay? So that is how you are going to connect to the God, to your ancestry, to your ancestors, to your Akashic record. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a whole history of who you are and what your purpose is and all that you're connected to, your whole meaning for life. Okay, so now in that connection, that comprehension, that is the difference. At that point, you're going to start to realize that all these different governmental forces, they're coming against you. And no, not every single individual knows what's going on. They don't know. They are recruited blindly and stupidly. They think that, hey, we get up and we just learn, we go to school, we learn, and then we go out into the world and we get jobs, and then we continue forward in life, and that's what we're doing. Well, what we don't know is because our parents blindly accepted the birth certificate. Most of them didn't ask for it. Some of them did, not knowing. But a lot of them waited. The doctor came in. They gave you that little handed footprint paper saying that, hey, here's your baby. Here's the acknowledgement is really what it is, that your baby has come into the world. And then they come in some hours later, maybe the next day, and they say, hey, do you want a birth certificate? Okay, so they're saying, hey, do you want to sell your baby into the governmental system, is what they're saying. Do you want to sell your baby to the governmental system? We'll let you take him home and everything, but really he belongs to us. So the governmental system, in tricking you through all of this shit, is literally submitting you into hell. Because you no longer belong to yourself when you have to submit yourself to another's rule. So the other rule that you're submitting yourself to literally is this satanic world. So all of us are in hell. That's when they say we're born into sin. If we don't know all of this stuff, we are literally being born into sin. Okay. So now we're all in hell and we have to get out of hell. I used to think that hell is a mindset, it's just, when you're happy in life, you're in heaven, and when you're not happy, then, you're in hell. Well, I don't think anybody's happy getting up, punching a clock, trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, compromise with Earl to get over on Stella. Anyway, that's hell. Getting up and compromising yourself and being tired and begrudging how you were getting up and going out into the world in order to survive in it. That is hell. Okay, so when you find your way out of this, you are now supposed to be connected to your ancestry and all of that. Well, there's a catch to that. Because if you've done the paperwork and you haven't done the meditation and you haven't had the connection, now you are literally in this war and you are having to fight with these demonic forces. And I mean, demonic forces is in people who truly, totally believe in this crap of the material world. They believe in that governmental system, and they are giving you tit for tat and a fight at every step and angle just because you don't submit to this material world the way they submit. Okay, so I don't have to get up and go to a church on Sunday and tell everybody that I am in line with whatever it is that they are praying to and thinking and motivated by. That's not my thing. It never has been my thing. But when you don't do that, people are looking at you like, oh, why don't you do that? And there's something wrong with you. And when you don't do it and you're lost in the world, they're just like, oh, you're just lost. And they don't really care. They don't even fuck with you. They don't bother you at all. But then when you have found something completely against that, I used to kind of think it was not necessarily atheism, but more so, what's the other, agnostic, where you believe that there is something, you just don't necessarily know what that thing is. Okay, so they don't care if you're, in that area. It's like, hey, yeah, be lost, don't have really anything, just be there. They'll fuck with you for none of that. But once you realize literally, like your meditations, and you go within to find something, then they want to fight you. They want to fight you. If you found your way out of the paperwork, and most people really, really haven't. They found themselves into a safe zone, but they haven't found their way out of the paperwork. Okay, so they're fighting you like tooth and nail because now you've cut off their money source, and they want the money. They want the fucking money. But you cut the money source off, now they want to fight you. They just want to fight you tooth and nail. Okay, so now the really bad thing is when you have found your way through the paperwork, but you haven't found your way through the meditations and the Christ chambers, the connection, when you haven't made that connection to your ancestry, to your divinity, I'm going to call it divinity because that's what it is. When you haven't found that connection, you don't have a protection. You have a legal aspect protection, but they're fighting you with more than just legal aspect. Like, if you haven't noticed, like, they keep telling you about all this witchcraft in the world. They're telling your children about it. Hey, we got the Harry Potter, which I thought was kind of really a cute little fictional story. Shit's not fictional. They're telling you literally what they're doing. We watch these little shows with the vampires, the witches, and the demons, and all this other shit, and we think that that's, like, oh, it's entertainment, it's good to have a good thrill and everything. They're literally telling you what the fuck they're doing. Okay, so as that is what they are doing, now that you found your way out through the paperwork and you have not found a way through a divine connection, you haven't connected to the either world that is fighting for you, that protects you, that literally is guarding your subconscious, your mental, your psyche. There's nothing protecting you. So all of these little things start bothering you, and then you start to cave under pressure. It starts to really, really overwhelm you, and you get upset, and you're lost, and you're frustrated, and you don't know how to fight. When you make the connection through the divinity, you are, I don't know, for me, I am not oblivious to what's going on, but it's not affecting me at all. It's like, I keep hearing that people are like, why aren't you affected? It's just like, because I know there's something there that loves me and is taking care of me, and it may not be in this physical world, but it definitely, and there are things in the physical world that are definitely taking care of me. And I want to be grateful to that. I want to express gratitude to that. So thank you all for that. Thank you for all of the acknowledgement and the information that I receive. Thank you for everything that you do. Stuff that I'm aware of, stuff that I am not aware of. Thank you. Okay. And, but there are those forces. They are fighting you, and they are really, really, like, overwhelming you. There are people who have found their way through the divinity and not through the paperwork. And those people are being attacked. Those people are being attacked because as they've not found their way through the paperwork, there is not a physical thing that is out there protecting them through the legal system, which really, really sucks, because the legal system is more than we realize. Like, they really, really stop, like, harassment. When you have no idea what it is, you go in, you put in a complaint, and then they want you to bring the proof. They want you to, show them every little point in detail, how it is you've been harassed and who has done it and in what way they've done it and all this other stuff. Okay, so, and that shit is sometimes difficult to prove, because people can harass you just by staring at you all damn day long. And it is uncomfortable as fuck. But then somebody will tell you, well, they don't have that right. Well, no. Okay, fine. Maybe that's a little bit too light. Let's say you've got somebody who, like, I'm not getting my mail all the time. And I know that it's being diverted. I know that I put in complaints, and they keep telling me in the offices when I walk into, they're like, okay, well, we don't know, we've handled it from our end, and blah, 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 blah. And they pretend to be oblivious, like they've done their jobs correctly. And then I put in a different complaint with a different office, and they're like, okay, we'll get right on it. And then I have an immediate result, but then later on, it happens all over again. Okay, well, there is something way in the background that I don't even know, I'm not even aware of. That something is figuring out what's going on. So I don't even have to worry about it. Like, I put in the complaint, I put the complaint in again, I'm still going to put the complaint in again, and probably even put it in again. Because as often as I go to my mailbox, there should be mail in there, considering I only go every so often. Well, when there's no mail in there, that is quite annoying, especially when I know that I've been told that I've got mail coming. So that's a form of harassment. That is a form of theft. That is a bunch of other shit. But it's mail fraud. It's all kinds of stuff. Like, if I had not put in the paperwork, like, there would not be something that would be fighting for me. Had I not made the connection, there would not be something way in the background that is in the ethereal world that is literally bringing karma right up on their ass. So there are reasons, motivations why it is necessary to make the connection through the Christ chamber, through meditations. There are reasons why you do that. People think, oh, well, that's just stupid. I'm going to keep going to church. Well, going to church on a Sunday is completely against all this other stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. The Sabbath is Saturday. That's the day you're not supposed to go to work. You're not supposed to do work. You're not supposed to exert any efforts towards any of that. You're not supposed to ask anybody to work for you. You are supposed to dedicate time to connecting to your ancestry and all this other stuff. And let me not be a hypocrite, because there are some aspects where I have not completely fulfilled all of my obligations. I know that I have to get to that. I don't know why I am not full force jumping into it and just committing to it. I have to go within and ask myself that, because obviously I know it's supposed to be done, and I'm normally not really a lazy person. I don't know why the fuck I'm not doing it. Anyway, these are things that have to be done. When you're not doing that, you don't have divine protections. You don't have protections in the ethereal world from literal demons that are bothering you. You don't have that connection to those other people who are in the physical world, who see into and connect to the ethereal world, that will reach out and tell you, you need to protect yourself in this way. You need to do this thing. You need to do that thing. This is going on in your background. This is going on behind the scenes, blah, 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 blah. When you haven't connected, you don't have these things. So anyway, that is what I really, really wanted to bring towards you, so that you would know and see and comprehend the difference between being inside of the matrix, being outside of the matrix, and being somewhere in between. Because we have grown up in the matrix, which is the hell. We've grown up inside of hell. And we need to get out of hell. We need to get out of the matrix. And we need to know what there is on the outside of that. We need to know what wealth is, as opposed to what riches is. Wealth is when you are at peace, and when you are provided for on a physical level, and you have given to yourself on a spiritual level, and you are giving to others because from your heart's space. It is entirely different than you giving because you absolutely have to, otherwise you cannot survive. It's just different. It's when those things that we see in TV land that, oh, well, they just have this wonderful, peaceful life, and, there's a picky little fence and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, TV land, it's like when they go to court and everything works out in their favor and the police rush in and protect them and they fight for them and all that other shit. Yeah, we go to court or we go to the police and we put in a complaint. Nobody jumping up and running an investigation for us and all this other shit. They don't investigate for you at all. Because that birth certificate, having never been claimed and registered, that thing is telling them that you're dead. There's no reason to fight for you, that it is a waste of time because the efforts will be wasted because you're dead. So like when we're watching these popular shows with the zombies and all that other shit, the zombies are all of the people walking around, getting up, going to work and all this other shit. These are the people that you see every day that are out in the world partying and doing all this shit. Those are zombies. They're the walking dead. So they're literally putting before you the truth in this most abstract way, and you are applauding it. They've got you making fun of you. They have got you applauding the fact that you are disconnected from the world, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the connection to the brains is you don't have any brains. You're trying to get some brains? Is that why they're trying to, everybody, they want the zombies to eat the brains? Like, I don't know. Anyway, brains, knowledge. The zombies need to consume knowledge. That's maybe what it is. So, anyway, that is what I came up with. It's come to my mind a few different times. I didn't necessarily know how I truly wanted to present all of it, because I keep telling you to read. I don't think people are reading. Maybe some people are. I do see a lot more information being presented in different aspects, but I believe it's being presented because they keep telling you to chase the money, chase the money, chase the money, and get the discount, get the exemption, all the other stuff, which is great. That is great. That is a great aspect. But at the same time, you need to comprehend why you don't want to be inside of the matrix. And it is not simply about the materialistic world. It is more so about the, what do you call that? It is about the, connection to divinity. It is about having the protection of the ethereal world, the divine world, the divine, I don't know, creators, angels. You just need to have that connection. So, and I think we need to start getting the acceptance of angels and demons literally are us in human form, or people in human form, as opposed to thinking that they are these grotesque or extra beautiful winged creatures or something like that. Like, we need to stop thinking that. We need to start seeing that it is actions and intentions within people. Anyway, I want to keep this under half an hour because I know that sometimes when I talk, it tends to go on, and I'm realizing people don't listen to the entirety of the video because they don't always get where it's going. And a lot of times I repeat because it needs to be drilled into our heads that, because if you tell somebody once, they're like, okay, well, I heard it. Rarely do they take that one time and hold it within and act on it at every necessary angle. We're just not that astute. We're just not. So I'm going to let you guys go and have a wonderful day. Okay?